Far from the familiar face of the moon that gazes toward Earth, there lies a hidden world, a place forever cloaked in silence and mystery. The far side of the moon, often mistaken as the dark side, is not eternally black, but unseen. It is a realm turned away from Earth's embrace, locked in a gravitational rhythm that has kept one hemisphere forever hidden from human eyes, until machines and dreams dared to cross that boundary. When the first signals from spacecraft returned images of this concealed land, what came back was not the smooth, familiar plains we know from Earth, but a battered wilderness, a surface scarred by countless impacts, ancient wounds etched deeper than memory. It was as though the moon had hidden its oldest secrets on the side we could never see. NASA's instruments have drifted over that shadowed terrain, reading the echoes of its geology, searching for whispers of its past. What they found was more than rock and crater. They discovered a story written in silence, a crust thicker than the near side, an imbalance as though the moon itself had been split unevenly, carrying the mark of an ancient catastrophe. Deep beneath its surface, a vast anomaly hides, a mass so heavy, so dense, that it warps the moon's gravity. Scientists believe it may be the remains of a colossal asteroid impact, a scar so deep it left a wound in the moon's very bones. But in that darkness, the search did not end with scars. Instruments detected something more fragile, something more human, the faint presence of water molecules locked in the soil of craters that never see the sun. In the shadows where light has not touched for billions of years, frozen traces of water sleep, silent and patient. To find water on the far side of the moon is to find a promise, a reminder that even in desolation, something life-giving can endure. It is not rivers or oceans, but the potential of futures yet unborn, a fragment of hope cradled in silence. The far side also carries echoes older than Earth's oldest seas. Beneath its rugged crust lies information about the early solar system, preserved in layers untouched by human footsteps. In that untouched soil rests a record of cosmic storms, ancient radiation, and dust carried by the solar wind long before Earth knew life. If studied, these layers could reveal what the universe was like when our planet was only a molten sphere drifting in space. To look into those rocks is to look into the deep memory of time itself. Yet the most haunting discovery lies not in the material, but in the silence. The far side of the moon is shielded from the Earth's constant radio noise, making it one of the quietest places in the solar system. A perfect shield against the static of civilization. NASA and other space agencies dream of building observatories there, vast radio telescopes listening to the whispers of the cosmos, perhaps even catching the faint echoes of the universe's first light after the Big Bang. Imagine standing in that silence, where Earth's voice cannot reach, and listening to the universe as it truly is, to hear creation itself. And yet, within all this silence and discovery, there lingers a deeper truth. The moon's far side is not dark because of shadows, but because of distance. It is hidden because of where we stand. The mystery is not in the moon, but in our perspective. What we call dark is only unseen. What we fear as unknown is simply waiting. The far side reminds us that the universe is full of places forever turned away from our eyes, and that discovery is not the lifting of a veil, but the willingness to move to change where we stand to look from another angle. NASA's findings reveal the moon not as a dead rock, but as a keeper of memory, a silent witness to cataclysms, to frozen water, to untouched silence that can teach us about beginnings. The far side is a mirror of ourselves, scarred, asymmetrical, filled with hidden weight, carrying old wounds we do not show. And just as the moon turns one face to us and keeps the other hidden, humanity also lives with a far side, a place of silence within, unseen, where our deepest truths and unanswered questions lie. To look at the far side of the moon is to confront the parts of existence that are hidden, not because they are dark, but because we have not yet dared to face them. It is to accept that in every world every life, there is more than what is visible. NASA may send machines and instruments, but what is really being mapped is our longing, our need to uncover, to understand, to bring light into what we once called dark. And so the far side waits, scarred and silent, carrying frozen water, ancient impact scars, and the memory of creation itself. It waits not for conquest, but for recognition, for the moment when humanity steps beyond the comfort of the familiar and learns that what we fear is hidden is simply another side of what has always been with us. The moon has no true dark side, only the one we have not yet chosen to see. In the vast silence of space, there are places that seem to hold their breath, regions where time itself feels frozen, where light has traveled for billions of years only to fade into nothing. Among these mysteries lies the moon, so close to us that it has guided our tides, our myths, and our dreams. And yet it still hides a face we were never meant to see. One side forever gazes toward Earth, soft and familiar, while the other turns away in eternal secrecy, scarred and silent, as if withholding some forbidden truth. It is a paradox, our nearest neighbor, and yet half of it remained invisible for all of human history. What does it mean that the place closest to us carries such hidden weight? Why does the moon conceal its far side like a wound it cannot bear to reveal? The realization hangs heavy. Perhaps the closest worlds are also the ones that remain most unknown. When spacecraft first turned their instruments toward the moon's hidden face, what emerged was not the smooth, familiar seas of basalt we know from Earth, but a scarred and alien wilderness. The far side was battered by craters stacked upon craters, its crust thicker, its plains fewer, as if it had been built from a different design altogether. NASA Trivedi mapping missions revealed something stranger still. Deep beneath one of its oldest basins lies a mass so heavy, so dense, that it bends the moon's gravitational field. Some believe it to be the buried remains of a colossal asteroid, a remnant of an impact so violent it nearly tore the moon apart. Others suggest it is material left over from the moon's creation, when a young Earth was struck by a Mars-sized body, and both worlds were forever changed. Yet even these answers fracture into more questions. Why should the moon be so lopsided, its far side so thick and unyielding, while the near side is thinner, softer, more volcanic? Why should one half face us like a polished mask, while the other turns away in jagged ruin? The science offers possibilities, but each possibility points deeper into unease, into collisions that reshape planets, into silent cataclysms that erase what once was. We see similar mysteries across the cosmos, stars collapsing into black holes where time slows and nearly stops galaxies, drifting farther apart as the universe expands into emptiness. The strange silence of the Fermi paradox, reminding us that intelligence may be fragile, fleeting, or doomed. The moon's far side is only a small reflection of these vast enigmas. But in its scars and its hidden weight, it whispers of a universe that is not ordered for our comfort, but carved by violence and silence, leaving us to wonder what truths lie buried just out of sight. The far side of the moon is not truly dark. It is simply unseen, and in that realization lies something unbearable. How much of existence is turned away from us, hidden not by distance, but by perspective? The moon holds its silence, but so does the universe. Civilizations may have risen and perished in galaxies now swallowed by time, their stories erased before we ever knew they existed. Perhaps life blooms only briefly, a flicker in the abyss, and we are watching ourselves in a mirror of inevitability. The buried mass beneath the moon is more than stone. It is a tomb of memory, a reminder that creation is born from destruction. The same violence that shaped the moon shaped us. The same silence that hides its far side hides our future. One day Earth, too, will turn away. Our seas will dry. Our skies will thin. Our name will be spoken only in echoes across dead stars. The universe does not promise survival. It promises change. It promises forgetting. And yet, in the cold silence of the moon, something remains. A question. A presence. A reminder that what is hidden is never gone. It waits. It watches. It turns its face away. From the quiet of the moon's hidden face, our gaze falls back to Earth, a fragile sphere suspended in the black. Here, oceans move with the pull of the moon's gravity. Forests breathe out air that fills our lungs. Children open their eyes to light that has crossed 93 million miles from the sun. Yet all of this, the laughter, the rivers, the seeds breaking open in the soil, exists on a knife's edge. Our world is not immune to the same silence that shaped the far side of the moon. It is delicate, temporary, and infinitely precious. The scars of the cosmos remind us that destruction is inevitable, but meaning is not. Meaning must be chosen. A child holding a seed in their palm cannot stop the stars from dying, but they can plant it, and in that act lies defiance against oblivion. If the universe forgets, we can remember. If time erases, we can create. The far side of the moon whispers of hidden truths, but the near side, the one we see each night, reflects our responsibility to cherish this fleeting world, to protect its fragile life, and to carry its story farther than the silence that surrounds us. In the silence of the far side, the moon holds its secret face, untouched and eternal. It does not call to us, yet it waits, as if keeping something in trust. Perhaps the universe is not asking for answers, but for witness, for someone, somewhere, to see, to remember, to wonder. If even the closest world can remain hidden for so long, how much of existence is still turned away, waiting in shadow? The cosmos whispers not of endings, but of distances. And in that whisper lingers the most fragile